Welcome to your deep dive. Today, we're going to be tackling, I don't know if tackling is the right word, but we're going to be diving deep on a true hip-hop behemoth. Canibus's RIP versus Poet Laureate.
Oh, yeah.
We've sent over lyrics, liner notes, the works. So we're going deep on this one.
Yeah, and there's a lot to unpack here, you know. This isn't just Canibus, like, flexing his lyrical muscles. This is a masterclass in writing, persona creation, and pushing the boundaries of what hip-hop can be.
Okay, so for anyone unfamiliar with the track, Canibus isn't just rapping here. He's created two distinct personas, RIP the Jacker and Poet Laureate.
Right.
He actually battles himself throughout the song.
Exactly, and that's what makes it so fascinating. It's like watching a high-stakes chess match, but with words.
So let's start with RIP the Jacker. This dude comes out swinging, calling himself a lyrical computer, a cosmic human, even an autistic king ellipsis. Like, what?
Yeah, right off the bat, we see RIP is all about pushing intellectual boundaries. He's not just bragging about money or women, he's flexing his vocabulary, his knowledge. He throws around scientific jargon, talks about argon vapors and solidified rock deposits like it's second nature.
And the way he rhymes is mind-blowing. I mean, who else could rhyme dynamically induced symptoms with apocalyptic visions?
Right.
It's like he's dissecting language itself.
That's the thing with Canibus. He understands the technical aspects of language, rhythm, meter, word choice, on a level that most rappers only dream of.
It's like he's not even trying, and yet he's dropping these incredibly dense, layered rhymes that leave you rewinding just to catch it all.
It's that effortlessness that sets him apart. He makes it sound easy, but the level of craft is astounding.
Okay, so we have RIP the Jacker, this kind of scientific, almost futuristic persona, but then Canibus flips the script and introduces us to Poet Laureate.
And Poet Laureate couldn't be more different. If RIP is the scientist, Poet Laureate is the artist, the master craftsman. He's obsessed with the legacy of language, the power of words to move and inspire.
He literally says, I rhyme in a straight single line until the last crinkle of time. And then he proceeds to do just that.
That line is so telling, though. Poet Laureate is aware of his own mastery, and he's not afraid to own it. He's claiming his place in the lineage of great poets, not just rappers.
But there's also this darker, more ego-driven side to Poet Laureate. He calls himself Dr. Frankenstein's monster. Talks about swallowing souls.
And that's where it gets really interesting. The line about Dr. Frankenstein's monster isn't just a cool image, it speaks to the potential dangers of unchecked ambition. Frankenstein's creation was ultimately undone by his own desires. Is Canibus hinting at the same fate for Poet Laureate?
Whoa, I never even thought about it like that. And then there's the line about swallowing souls. Is he consuming his competition? Is he so good that he's absorbing their essence? Man, Canibus is playing 4D chess with this stuff.
He's operating on a different level, that's for sure. And when these two personas clash, it's like watching a verbal boxing match between titans.
And clash they do. They're constantly challenging and critiquing each other's approaches to rapping. It's like Canibus is having a philosophical debate with himself about the nature of art.
Right. Like when Poet Laureate calls out RIP for being trapped in the matrix of your own vocabulary, it's a subtle jab at rappers who prioritize technical skill over emotional depth.
Yeah, it's like he's saying, it's not enough to just be clever with words, you have to say something meaningful too.
Exactly. And then RIP fires back, accusing Poet Laureate of relying on tired metaphors and cliches. He's basically calling him out for being unoriginal.
So it's not just a battle of styles, it's a battle of philosophies.
Yeah.
RIP represents the progressive, pushing the boundaries of language, while Poet Laureate values tradition and craftsmanship.
And that tension is what makes the song so compelling. Canibus isn't afraid to critique both sides to expose the strengths and weaknesses of each approach. He's making us question our own assumptions about what makes good art.
And you can't forget the impact this kind of lyrical complexity had on hip-hop. It was like he threw a grenade into the genre, forcing everyone to step up their game.
Absolutely. Canibus's influence on other rappers is undeniable. Artists like Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, even Lupe Fiasco, they all owe a debt to Canibus for pushing the lyrical envelope.
Right. Before Canibus, hip-hop was already complex, but he took it to a whole other level. He showed that you could be intellectual and thought-provoking without sacrificing rhythm or flow.
Exactly. He proved that hip-hop could be just as lyrically dense and complex as any other genre of music, and he did it without compromising his originality or his message.
I remember hearing RIP versus Poet Laureate for the first time, like it was yesterday. I had to rewind it like 5 times just to wrap my head around what he was doing.
It's that kind of of density that demands your attention. You can't just passively listen to Canibus. You have to actively engage with the lyrics, unpack the layers of meaning.
It's almost like he's challenging you to keep up, to elevate your own understanding of language and lyricism.
And that's a testament to his skill as a writer. He doesn't just want to entertain you, he wants to make you think.
But it's not all just cerebral wordplay, right? There's also a musicality to it, a flow that keeps you hooked, even when you're not catching every single word.
Absolutely. He's a master of rhythm and rhyme. He uses internal rhymes, multisyllabic rhymes, all these different techniques to create this tapestry of sound that's both intricate and catchy.
It's like he's composing symphonies with words, using language as his instrument. It's truly remarkable.
And that's what sets him apart from so many other lyricists. He's not just stringing together clever rhymes, he's crafting full-blown sonic experiences.
You know, as we're diving into all this, it makes you wonder, is there a clear winner in this battle between RIP and Poet Laureate?
That's the beauty of it, isn't it? It's not about one persona defeating the other, it's about the interplay between them, the tension that creates something truly special.
It's like he's saying both sides are essential to his artistry, to his creative DNA. You can't have one without the other.
Precisely, and maybe the real message is that true mastery lies in finding that balance, that sweet spot between technical brilliance and emotional resonance.
It's about pushing the boundaries of language while still saying something meaningful, something that connects with the listener on a deeper level.
Exactly. It's like Canibus is holding up a mirror to hip-hop, challenging the genre to be more ambitious, more daring, more intelligent.
And he's not just talking the talk, he's walking the walk. RIP versus Poet Laureate is proof that you can have it all: intricate wordplay, complex themes, and undeniable musicality.
It's a clinic on how to elevate hip-hop to an art form, and I think that's what makes this song such a landmark achievement, not just for Canibus, but for the genre as a whole.
Absolutely. So for any aspiring rappers out there, for anyone who loves language, anyone who appreciates true artistry, RIP versus Poet Laureate is required listening.
It's a masterclass in lyrical craftsmanship, a testament to the power of words, and a reminder that hip-hop can be just as complex, challenging, and rewarding as any other form of art.
It's a deep dive into the mind of one of hip-hop's most innovative and influential artists, and one that will leave you thinking long after the last rhyme has faded. Until next time, keep those lyrical synapses firing.